product coming out on the market is by John Jameson and Kurt Kellogg, and they've created a site called CatfishAuthority.com. Funny story about this bait. We get a lot of packages that come into the house. Sponsors sending products for me to look at, and different companies sending products for us to try out. Holy moly, man! I got some power on it.
It's got some power on it.
Betty grabbed this box out of the mailbox, and I just had eight loads of dirt delivered from the dump truck driver, and Betty's carrying this box under her arm, and she's walking through the yard, looking at the dirt. She's like, "Oh, that dirt stinks," and I'm like, "My nose is clogged up. I can't smell nothing." And then finally, this broke the sinuses, and I was like, "Holy moly!" Hey, it's got some power. Made by John Jameson. They've been working on this for quite a while to get the formula down. A large percentage of it is cheese, and it's available at CatfishAuthority.com. If you're looking for some bait to try out that's new and right, got some punch to it. It's called catnip. It's catfish dip bait. I had this out in the heat on the deck all day, so the cheese is sweating. Haven't personally tried it, but it's definitely got some power to it. And if you know John Jameson and you know Kirk, they're going to market some good products. They've tested this product themselves. They've caught some larger fish with it. It produces just as good, or if not better, than other similar dip baits on the market. You know John Jameson. He makes his money by tournament catfishing and endorsing products. John's going to make sure that what he puts out there that people buy works, or he's going to ruin his reputation, which he can't afford to do. If you're looking for some good bait to throw in your boat as a backup, take a look at John's bait, take a look at Kirk's bait, go to Catfish Authority. It's called catnip. We're going to give it a try tomorrow to see what we can do with it. We're actually outside the window of dip bait, but we're still going to give it a shot. Hopefully we have some video footage for you to try out. What's the potent factor on this from 1 to 10, man?
15. Smells like a cross between dirty sweat socks and corn chips and pig pee.
Got with me here Greg Hager. He's from Iowa. Most of you guys know him on the board as Greg. And we do got 2 new things for the Catfish Syndicate, because members who are part of the Catfish Syndicate group normally get a special price and normally get a rebate. If you was paying attention today on the BOC, you know we brought on Cherokee Rod Company. And Cherokee Rod Company is a rod company out of Oklahoma. It's owned by a gentleman by the name of Leland Shanks. And building rods is what he does for a living. He doesn't outsource the rods to a build house like you see a lot of other rod lines that will actually outsource it. They'll get the rods back, built to their specs, and they're just rod marketers. Leland actually has, 30 rotating machines, and that's all he does 24/7 is build rods. 2 of the rods that he sent me to test out are his 9-foot tough stick and his 10-foot tough stick. We're actually going out tomorrow to flathead catfish, and hopefully we'll have some video footage to follow up to this on the next email. His 9-foot tough stick is from a 1 to a 10. I never fish with 2-piece rods. Greg does. It's been a long time since I touched a 2-piece rod. His 9-piece, there's photos on the BOC where this rod was responsible for a 140-pound gar. So this will satisfy the needs for 90% of the catfishermen out there. Now the guys that are slinging, a pound of lead, getting stuck in snags using a 100-pound Power Pro, they might have a little bit of an issue. It's all E-glass, stainless steel guides, big locking nut, and this model comes with EVA foam handle. Now he can double wrap these with the 550 cord grip. A lot of guys like the 550 core grip because they feel as if it gives them more traction. Beautiful design, and it meets the price of similar rods in the market, and you got a guy that does this for a living. Greg, what you think about that rod, man?
Looks good. I'm really impressed with the eye, where it meets on here to the blank. It looks really, really durable, durably built. It's got good action on it. I think that it'll handle just about anything in fresh water.
Yeah, one thing about two-piece blanks that a lot of people might not know is when you're not just this rod, but he actually makes this rod for the specific function. But on two-piece blanks, what you want to do is not just slide it into the receiver and push it until it stops. The gripping force when you install it that way is much less than the way you're supposed to do it. What you're supposed to do is actually offset the front piece of the rod and force it into the receiver as far as it goes. Then you turn it until the eyes are aligned. And if you got one at home and you try that technique, even on rods that ain't built by Leland, the gripping force is 100 times better. I mean, that thing, it's in there. It's not coming out. 9-foot rod. I mean, awesome rod. I really do like it. And for the money, for other rods that are in the market competing against this rod, they're going to have a tough time because it's got the big locking nut for your bigger reels. Good design. You tell the dude that's what he does for a living is build rods. He's got the 10-foot tough stick. Same deal when you're installing it. Put the lower portion of the rod into the upper receiver. Shove it in until you meet heavy resistance. Rotate it until the eyes are aligned. And there's your 10-foot tough stick. What's really sweet is it's e-glass blanks. It's not fiberglass, so he actually got some money into the blanks and they perform well. I called Leland up on the phone and I asked him, I said, Leland, are you willing to offer the Catfish Syndicate any amount off? Because they're part of a special group and they belong to a special part of the BOC. Leland said he don't know how long he can do it for because his markup is really low. He's got special deals with manufacturers, but he's got to sell over 10,000 units a year in order to meet that special price point. Starting now, don't know when it's going to end. If you call 918-452-2098, ask for Leland, tell him you're part of the Catfish Syndicate, and he'll give you 10% off the MSRP for the rod. If you're looking for rods and you're into the catfish safaris and stuff like that, you're really going to like this rod. How would you stack that up to Catfish Safari?
Catfish Safari being about, on a scale of 1 to 10, I'd say Catfish Safari is about 7 or 8. I'd put these 9, maybe 10.
We'll yeah, just the feel alone.
They're definitely a better feel than a Catfish Safari rod, in my opinion.
Yeah, just our opinions. I mean, I know we get a lot of Catfish Safari supporters out there, but for the money, same price, probably going to be a little bit happier. For this style of rod, no, it's a surf rod style. So if you're fishing in a small boat or something like that, might be a little bit too big for your actions. But for the 55% to 60% of people that are fishing from the banks that can't afford boats, that are trying to get their baits farther, trying to get more leverage, and trying to have more application for their fishing rod to use, good match. Real good match for the price.